Congratulations on the film Amber. I heard it got great reviews out of Comic-Con. Saw the film myself. Absolute amazing film. What's your relationship to the Predator movies, first of all, and what's your reaction to being cast in the film?
I was aware of the Predator movies mostly, honestly, in a pop culture way. I feel like, which is very sad to say. I keep saying that, and I'm like, oh, that's so awful. But I mean, it also speaks to I think how iconic it is, though, because it's just like so present that it's like worked its way into so many things. Now it gets like referenced in other movies, and it's definitely like here to stay, which is cool. So it was very fun to like go back and watch the first one and be like, I know that and I recognize that, and kind of pick out the stuff that I'm familiar with and then see where it came from. Yeah.
Prey is like a major step forward in terms of Native American representation. Can you talk a little bit about what being in Prey means to you specifically?
Everything. I mean, that to me is my favorite part of this movie personally, is the representation. It was also very scary, I mean, like this movie with a female hero like this, and like an indigenous female action hero, was going to exist whether or not I was the one who played Nadu. So I think first of all, just like Dan and 20th Century getting behind making that movie is like tremendous, and I'm so grateful to them that they did that. And then to have it be handled the way it's been handled, I mean, to give like Indigenous people and Indigenous women a figure that we can look at and hopefully feel proud of and like excited to be represented by, that is, we don't have that at all. So that, is huge.
We won't spoil the actual Predator design, but it's absolutely terrifying in the film. What was it like to act along beside us?
It was really fun, actually. The first time that I saw it, I mean, it was just like mesmerizing to look at because I've never seen anything like that. I feel like usually when you have a creature in a movie, it's like some part or largely green screen, or, it's like tennis balls on a stick and stuff like that. But this was, I mean, the suit was made by ADI Studios. And I mean, it was just so like detailed, and like the hands and the, like the lines on the fingers and the mandibles. There was a head that like moved, that like 3 or 4 guys would run to like get the jaw to move and get the so it was just like seeing that kind of stuff to me was just like, it was fascinating.
The dog nearly steals a show in Prey. What was it like to act along a fellow Hollywood superstar?
That dog, honestly, is so funny because she was not like a movie dog that has been trained for a very long time, that was, from its puppyhood intended to be in movies. That was a dog that got adopted like 2 months before we started this film. And also happened to be like the highest energy dog you will ever meet in your life. So the dog that you see in the movie is very different than the dog that we all experienced making the movie. But I love her. Her real name is Coco, and I loved her, and she was great and very fun, but also chaos.
What was it like to work with a director that is as visually driven and detail focused as Dan Trachtenberg? And did you have to adjust your acting style in any way?
Oh, that's a great question. No, I feel like the first time I auditioned with Dan was like February of 2020. And then this movie disappeared, because of COVID for a long time, and came back and then like re-engaged in that process. And I feel like something that was pretty evident to me was like the fact that his way of operating, I really loved and kind of felt like I understood. He's very collaborative, and he's very kind and calm, and he's great at not just like making a great movie, which I think is obvious, but he's also he does so many things so well all at once. Like he created a really nice environment, which I think is important when you're making a movie that's this hard to make, and as well as like balancing really deep moments with like really cool action. He's when we were doing my test audition, I remember knowing like, oh, I love him, because we were doing the scene. We had scenes prepared in English and Comanche. And we did that. And then he comes up to me and he was like, okay, this might be weird and it might not work, but I want you to do this scene with no words, but still do the whole scene. And I was like, I love him. And that was like, just a joy.
It knows how to hunt. I know how to survive.